Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal and today's video we're talking about two different fragrances from the house of Givenchy. This is a video where I was a little hesitant to do because I don't like the original L'INTERDIT fragrance by Givenchy. I think it's overly sweet, it's very candy-like, it has a candy-like gleam, and it's just not my vibe. I don't really like those overly sweet fragrances. I think they can be a little bit overwhelming. And not just that, it was also a white floral sweet fragrance, and it's not my vibe. So when these two fragrances launched, I just didn't even turn around to look at them. I was not really interested in either one of them. And then I got to smell them, try them, test them out, and I was like, they're both very nice, but they're both very different. Why not compare both of them in this video? Starting off, we're going to talk about L'INTERDIT Eau de Parfum Rouge, which is the original red fragrance, if you will. So this fragrance has some very interesting notes. It takes a lot of the classic notes from the original, which is going to be those white florals, which is that tuberose, that jasmine, that beautiful orange blossom absolute. But in this one, we add things like ginger. We also add things like the pimento leaf and the blood orange, which I feel like is the star of the show in this fragrance overall. It just adds this beautiful sophistication and modernity. It grabs the fragrance that we originally know as L'INTERDIT and adds a je ne sais quoi, a beautiful personality, which I don't feel like the original one did have, if you want me to be honest with you. I think this one adds it. It makes it more modern. It dresses it up. It makes it very sexy. And if you know the brand of Givenchy, you should know that the brand kind of has gone up and down with the times. It has had its moments where it's been very conservative, you know, with Rouge de Givenchy, those beautiful classically cut dresses that, you know, Audrey Hepburn used to wear. And then it went into the crazy Alexander McQueen era, and then it came back into a more hip-hop style. Now it's back more into that dark vampy era, which this fragrance really falls into. And I think that this one really does mimic that. It's modern, it's sophisticated, it's sexy, it's empowering and refined. It's just gonna add that je ne sais quoi, like I said, to anyone's wardrobe. Then we have L'INTERDIT Eau de Parfum Rouge Ultimate.
Goddamn Givenchy. So
this fragrance was launched in 2023, and the notes for this, again, we're going to take a couple of things. For example, the blood orange is taken out of this one. We get other things like neroli added into this fragrance. We get cocoa shell in this one as well. But overall, this one's a lot closer to the original than the Eau de Parfum Rouge. Eau de Parfum Ultime kind of mimics more of the classic, the original L'INTERDIT whenever it comes to the opening. So if you do not like that type of scent and you're wanting something a little bit more modern, a little bit lighter, a little bit more wearable, I would go for the Eau de Parfum Rouge instead of the Eau de Parfum Rouge Ultime, which I know, very confusing, this naming scheme. But the original Rouge, the original red bottle, does give you more of that modernity. This one's gonna add more of that old world charm, luxury with those white florals. It's a little stuffy.
Scandalous!
But it's not bad. It's not bad as the original one. It's not going to be overly sickly sweet in your face. It does give you some space to breathe. It does give you some versatility to wear it to different events, different styles of clothing you can put with this fragrance as well. I would say overall, this one does last longer than the Eau de Parfum Rouge. The Eau de Parfum Rouge does tend to dissipate a little quicker. Neither one of them have bad longevity or performance. I personally, I think both of them have fantastic longevity and performance, but the Eau de Parfum Rouge Ultimate has a better track record in my opinion. Now, they did add ambroxan into this fragrance, and there is this slight metallic quality in the background of this fragrance. I think they were trying to kind of lighten it up, if you will, whenever they were creating this fragrance, but I don't think it really came across as necessarily anything special. I don't really think it did much. I think they kind of, because the fragrance is a little bit heavier for a modern fragrance. I'm not saying it's something like Coco Noir or Coco the Eau de Parfum by Chanel. This is heavier for a modern standard fragrance. Adding ambroxan, I think that they were trying to make this a little bit lighter, a little bit more wearable, a little bit more versatile, and I don't think that was really achieved. Which one do I like better? Personally, I have to say the Eau de Parfum Rouge. It's a little bit more playful, it's a little bit more youthful, it's a little bit more versatile. You get to wear it, you know, dressed up, dressed down. It's a beautiful fragrance for a beautiful night out as well. It's just a fragrance that kind of works for every occasion. I think that's what we need in perfumery in today's market. The Eau de Parfum Rouge Intense or Rouge Ultimate is a good one as well. It's just, for my taste, it's a little bit more dressed up. It kind of closes itself into that box where you have to wear it to a more formal event, where you have to dress it up. Otherwise, it can kind of wear you instead of you wearing the fragrance. Overall, both of these fragrances are fantastic choices. I think both of them are actually preferably better than the original L'INTERDIT by Givenchy. I would say that in my case, if I got to repurchase them again, I would go for the original Eau de Parfum Rouge. It's just a better fragrance. Like I said, it's easier to wear, it's lighter, and really you cannot go wrong with blood orange unless it's Chanel Chance. Well, they don't do it that bad, but you know, most people did not like that fragrance. But blood orange, for the most part, kind of adds that light into a fragrance without making it overly citrusy or zesty or vibrant, and I think that's what they did with this fragrance. They just modernized it, they cleaned up the edges and made it more wearable, and I think that's what I love about this fragrance. So yeah, what do you think of the L'INTERDIT Rouge collection? Do you like any of them? Have you tried any of them? Don't forget to let me know all that down below in the comments. Don't forget to also give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. Until next time, take care.